Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are the Working Class Nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right. We are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is
Thursday.
Wow, March 3rd, 2020. And you can find this, holy shit, Nick is going to get picked on podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, and Stitcher. You can also find the both of us on Twitter. I am, at MarcusB814.
And I am at Nick Vern. That's NickVern. In this week's episode, we are talking about SWTOR's 6.1.1 update and all kinds of things happening with the game. Joining us this week is none other than Kogass.
Or AKA Kagi, or AKA Kog, or AKA Kogass, or AKA baddest juggernaut on the planet.
Na.
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Welcome
what's
to the
up,
show
guys?
once again.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, we love it. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? I've been reading. Today was very cool. We got a little update on 6.1.1 and 2, I guess, the set piece bonuses. Got to read some of that and got to actually release it before the official dev release about an hour beforehand. That was pretty cool on Twitter.
Wow.
Very nice.
I was at work, so I did not see that. Did they say when the update is releasing?
That is a really good point. I like that you brought that question up. It's something that they want to answer when they get the chance to finish up all testing on the PTS.
Well,
I hope Eric Musco enjoys that answer.
Well, I don't think he's actually going to be listening because Eric Musco's having a baby.
But that's true.
He is?
We called it in our October.
What?
Because when we were cornered Musco and we were talking to him at the cantina, me and you both said, "When you having a baby? When you having a baby?" And he kind of was like, "I don't know."
He,
So
like,
let's
turtled
think about
up.
October, November, December, January, February. Well, so she was pregnant when we saw him.
Wow.
So we called
That's
it.
true.
We did
That's
call it.
true.
He
You
had-
did.
He's about to have baby mama drama.
Oh, boy.
Uh,
Oh, hey.
yeah.
Well, I'll let Kogass finish.
Wait,
first.
did I say what number episode this is? Oh, I completely botched last episode. It was fucking episode 66. Like, why couldn't it have been order 66? Like, I'm a failure at podcasting.
I mean,
No,
it is what it is. I wouldn't call you a failure.
I would just say you're not a real big SWTOR fan or Star Wars fan.
Well, you're right.
Oh,
I've
boy.
been really into I'm not even going to tell you guys. Okay, so Kogass, what else have you been doing in game?
In game's been a lot of PvP lately. I did some filled in for Lady Rand's raid team, but in game's just been filled up with a lot of PvP. Just enjoying it. Wishing that I got back into PvP tanking. Actually, doing my skank tank thing. I tell you what, it is nothing like I remember it. It should be like easy, but man, it's stressful. Tanking is stressful for PvE and PvP.
I love it.
I'd imagine that's pretty stressful. Speaking from a position of non-experience, but
Marcus, have you seen the new notes? I know we were supposed to talk about it later, but since we're on the topic of juggernauts and tanks, have you seen the new notes for the set piece bonus that'll be released for juggernauts?
Nope, I'm going to read it when we're there.
Okay.
Or unless you want to tell me all about it, because
might as well go over it. So Teresa already asked the heavy question right off the bat, and she was just like on Twitter. She was, let's see.
Anyway, I'm excited that they're coming out with some new set bonuses. I'm excited that they're coming out with new tacticals.
Yep.
I'm upset that their sword healing is still messed up and people are upset, but I feel like nobody can ever be happy.
Yeah, more or less.
Whatever happened to the days of just the
Being-
Xbox 360 chat pad and you were just texting mean things to people?
Dude, the chat pad. I remember you got that for me for Christmas one year.
Hell yeah, that's the best gift ever.
Yeah, I miss it.
Your trash talk was at a new level because if they muted you, you could still type to them.
Right.
Nick, what have you been up to?
Well, so since we recorded our previous episode,
You played SWTOR?
not quite. I have not played.
Oh, grab the lube. We're gonna go in. Actually, forget the lube. We're gonna bite the pillow, Nick. We're gonna go in dry about this. Where have you been if you haven't been playing SWTOR?
And here's the thing. I'm looking at it. He's got a brand new dope ass Asus gaming laptop.
I do, but I haven't used it for any games yet. I haven't played any. Okay, hold on. Let me go through this shit.
Do you hear that, Kogass?
The
Oh my
fluster
gosh.
has
Let me
started.
tell you about this badass gaming computer I got that I don't use it for gaming.
Oh wait. And can we just talk about? So I'll go into Kogass' stream and he'll do our intro. Hi, I'm Marcus and I'm Nick. We give you no information about everything we talk about, but my name's Nick and I don't play the game. I tell Kogass how I want to have him help me play a Juggernaut, but then he doesn't log in. And he gets brokenhearted. Now, mind you, there's like 50 people in his stream, and the chat is just laughing, like, "What the fuck are you doing, Kogass?" It's hilarious. Moving on. So, what have you been doing? Oh, man, we're on a roll right now.
Yeah, we put out an episode while you were in Disney. We put it out, and then when you came back, we recorded another one, put that out. That was a week ago, and now
Wow, we're just crushing it.
We're an influx of episodes for sure.
So, did you play anything?
So, since it's only been a week, I played, I think, the FIFA career mode for like maybe 45 minutes to an hour. But I've been working a whole bunch.
It's good for you.
Yeah. I'm working a whole lot, and I had to do some other stuff for work. So, for a quick reminder, I work in an emergency department at a hospital. And I'm on one of their committees. It's called like the Clinical Practice Committee. And because
they let you on those?
Yeah. I have good ideas and I get shit done. So fuck you, okay?
Whoa!
Really? Like playing SWTOR?
Oh, anyway, moving on.
Get things done like, hey, Kogass, I'm ready to learn Juggernaut on,
Man, I saw that landmine, looked at it, and stepped right on it. But so anyways, I was going to that meeting and it ended early, and then I realized that there was another different committee meeting right afterwards that I was actually kind of interested in. So the other one that I was interested in is called a new one that they had made like the week prior, called the Staff Experience Committee. And basically the point of it is to try and make things less shitty for the staff there, because we're in like chaos 24/7, and trying to like give them tools to like be de-stressed. And I know that's what you sign up for when you work in ER, but
how can you be de-stressed when like you walk into one room and it could just be somebody that's like an old dude, like an old grandpa that's just a little sick, he's got COPD,
and
he's just like, look at dude, just let me die. And you're just like, I feel for this guy, but he's the man. And then you go to the next one and it's some crazy ass dude and he pooped his pants and he's like mentally crazy
everywhere or something. Yeah.
So how can you be de-stressed in that environment?
Exactly. So some of the things we're trying to do is like, it just like things to pump up morale. So before
pump the jam, pump it up.
What, for example,
why I'm feeling pump it.
What's going on in that back room? De-stressing.
Literally, yes. So they took there was this little tiny break room, and they made it into a quote unquote tranquility room.
Are you kidding me right now?
Swear to God. So there's like a clock on the outside that with like a magic dry erase marker, and you like fill in the arms like, oh, like I'm gonna be in here for this 10-minute block of time. Don't come in for 10 minutes.
That doesn't happen.
Never. No, people can't just fucking leave for 10 minutes at a time. So it's honestly kind of fucking stupid. But that was one of the things they tried. So they made that into that. There's like a foot massager. There's like really cool calm lighting with those Himalayan salt like lamp things. There's like
Well, that's cool.
honestly like a coloring book. There's like
Sure.
a spa noise machine in there.
Wait, did you say a coloring book?
Yeah, a few adult coloring books. Just like sitting there and chill. It'd be a good place to like smoke reefer.
Yeah, but like the.
I don't know. They're like,
But how can you? Okay, if you told your boss,
yeah,
"Hey, I'm going to the tranquility room for 10 minutes. I need to de-stress," he'd look at you and be like, "There's 400 people on the board. Get to work."
right, exactly. It's like you have like 5 people's labs to draw. Like, let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
Yeah,
Exactly. So yeah,
you don't need tranquility. They need to feel better.
right. Like move it or lose it.
Move along.
So, that was one of the things they did. But they're also like organizing like a staff party and are trying to make like staff shout outs more visible than like just a fucking email or something. Just like pump up morale for shit.
Pump the jam.
So-
Pump it up.
So
Why
one of
I'm feeling pumpy.
the that definitely would increase morale. So people are just banging each other all the time. One of the things they want to do is set up like a newsletter email so like people know what the hell they're doing or like and stuff like that. And I was like the only tech savvy one, so I got roped into figuring that out. So I've been trying to do that.
Do you get paid for this?
Oh yeah. And then I get paid extra. And I had to like set up a Google Doc, and like some of the people are old and didn't know what a Google Doc was. And I was like, oh my god.
It's like me
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Right. So I've been doing stuff with that, trying to organize that stuff because I was also in charge of not only the newsletter but like covering all of the projects they're working on, and also like putting that into a Google Docs. I had to like set up like the infrastructure for the whole committee basically, which is a pain in the ass. And also, so I've been doing a lot of that stuff this week, in between actually working, for real. So I did not play a lot of games, but in a different type of game, I've been really wanting to start to play paintball again. I played back in college a whole bunch, and I bought a new tank and a new lens and some pods that I can actually use. So I'm looking forward to that. And Marcus still has all his gear, and I'm trying to steal it from him. Or at least
But
in
you
his
know,
barrel.
I have in the garage a bag of like 200 fucking pods.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you still had those or
Of
not.
course I do. I wasn't giving them back to the team.
Perfect.
So Nick and I used to play together, and we were pretty. By the end, like we were on
pretty good.
separate teams, and we were pretty good. And I miss it too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Marcus, what have you been up to?
well, I just want to backtrack a little bit because when you go to Disney World with my kids, you kind of forget about the important things for yourself. You know what I mean? And I forgot to mention that I went out to dinner. So we did a little meetup. I got to meet Nazir in real life, friend of the show,
Oh, really?
and Tram,
Well, that's cool.
from the Bad Feeling ops team. And we went to Raglan Road, an Irish pub in downtown Disney. And it was actually awesome. It's really awesome to meet some of the people that you get to hang with online.
Yeah.
Because like getting the face to the voice,
Right.
it just like it like completes you. And I understand some people might be introverted and they don't want to meet people, but man, I want to meet everybody.
Right.
Like even if I don't like you, I'd like to meet you once, or at least like like people spy you from like a crowd. Like, oh, I think that's this person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, so like I was saying, so we went to Raglan Road. Sorry, my laptop was dying. We went to Raglan Road, and I understand, like, I think I said this already, but I really like meeting everybody that I talk to. And like, if you're ever have an opportunity to come meet me, or you're in my neck of the woods, Massachusetts, please don't ever hesitate to shoot me a message on Discord, because I will drag Nick and we will come meet and we can have drinks or supper or whatever.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I call supper?
I feel like supper is like what you say within your house. Like, hey, are you gonna eat supper? Like while you're already there. But if you're going out somewhere, it's dinner. And I don't know why that distinction is in my head, but that's how I feel.
Okay. Kogass, do you call it dinner or supper?
I definitely just call it dinner.
Okay. So,
But normally it's just food in Spanish, right? ¿Qué quieres para comer? No sé. Okay.
What do you want to eat? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Or when I was growing up, I would always just say lo que sea, like whatever there is. And my mom
Yeah.
would be like, "We don't have any of that. Pick something you want to eat, damn it." And I'd be like, "Oh, okay, I don't know. Chicken."
well,
But in Spanish,
w-
of course. So it'd be like, ¿Qué quieres para comer? No sé, lo que sea. No tenemos eso. Dime qué quieres. ¿Pollo? Okay, te hago pollo.
Okay. We have chicken. Basically, it was our conversation
yeah. So anyway.
that went over Marcus's.
Oh
head.
yeah, I didn't understand a word of that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you're in the area, come say hello because I would love to meet you and have a drink. And most of the time, I'll even buy.
Wow. What a guy.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
So anyway, so we had dinner, and it was actually awesome because they put us in a spot in an Irish pub that, I mean, it was loud, but it wasn't so loud that you couldn't talk. So we're having dinner. Okay. I'm drinking a nice frosty beverage. It was delicious. And all of a sudden, these Irish dancers come and stand right next to our table.
Oh boy.
They put this like pallet down on the ground that has like plywood screwed to the top.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, they have this boom box and they start jamming Irish music and they're slamming their wood clogged shoes right next to us and doing their Irish jig dancing. And I was just like, I can't hear you guys right now. And we just stopped, watched them both do it. And I was like, wow, that's really impressive. Like,
Yeah. Be able to
that's
dance like
intense
that.
tap dancing.
Oh yeah. It's the Irish step dancing is crazy.
Yeah. So, long story short is we had an awesome time. And I didn't mention it the last episode because I was so hyped up on the Disney train. I kind of forgot to mention it because it was such an awesome part.
Yeah.
You know, like you're in Disney and you're in a different place, and I got to hang out with friends.
That's sweet.
Yes. I have I've been tanking a lot and I actually really love it. I think I found my niche. I do miss the Marauder, but I do like doing the harder content. I did get to try out for a Nightmare team last week. I don't know how experienced they were, but for me, it was my first time ever going into Nightmare anything other than Nephra. We did Explosive Conflict. So there's this huge debate right now on it's called Veterans Edge. It's a stacking buff that gives you buffs for your character
Mhm.
on level 70 content. So all of the ops except the new one Duxon is level 70 content. So basically that's their cheat way to make the gear work for lower numbered content.
Mhm.
So they had these veteran mode stacks on Nightmare content, and they all of a sudden, I think it got pulled on accident, but it was just gone. They didn't put it on the PTS without it.
Yeah.
They didn't do any of that. And what happened is it made Nightmare really, really, really hard.
I mean,
I mean, it's
nightmare
really
content. Nightmare content? No way.
well, yeah, but there's a difference between Nightmare content and Nightmare content that can't be cleared.
Right.
And there's a difference here, and this is the great debate, because anybody who's been doing Nightmare content since 2.0 or 3.0 is going to say, oh, this is easy, because they've been clearing this content since 2013.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, as long as they're pushing their numbers, they know these fights so well. But where it's really hard for people is if you're a late 4.0 or 5.0 or now 6.0 hard mode raider that wants to get into Nightmare, it's nearly impossible to get into it at this point in time.
Well, you have
So
to do the legwork like everybody else did. You can't get semi-carried anymore. So let's pause. Let's see where we're at right now in the game, and look at where the game was early 5.0. And it's almost the exact same spot. And they do this every single time they come out with an expansion since I can remember. And this was something that I actually talked to the devs about way back when in like 2015, and I think in the Las Vegas Cantina. And they talked about it. And then they talked about it again a little bit more in depth at Celebration 2015. the thing is, when a new expansion comes, when the expansion lifespan's about to end, you are going to be the highest gear rating that you can that they want you to be. The gear, it's going to be easy to get gear. It's going to be easy to get mats. It's going to be easy to do everything because the next cycle is about to start, and that's when everything is supposed to be hard again. That's why there was such a strong push from people who are rating like, oh man, I need to get this achievement before 6.0 drops. It's not like, oh, I can just get the achievement when 6.0 drops. No, you want to get that achievement before the drop because you know it's going to be months and months until you get back up to the spot. When 5.0 released, what was the top rated gear? 236? Maybe? 242? And it went all the way
242.
up. Yeah, it went all the way up to 258.
Well, so I have to interject here. So I do agree that we're at the low setting, but the problem is if a nightmare team goes in and everybody is doing 11k DPS and they can't clear the dread guards on Terror from Beyond because the bosses are enraging at 25% with 25% health and everybody's doing 11k, that means
people are
it's
fluffing.
broken.
That means people are fluffing and they're not doing the DPS isn't focusing the way it should.
No, that's completely incorrect. It means that that would mean it's at like 5%. You know what I mean? Or 10%, not a 25% in rage.
Well, what are the classes? I'd have to see the full group composition and see. But if I were to say I'm doing 12k on the Dread Guards, I'd have to actually see it because I'd say, there's a lot of fluff in there. If I was doing 13k on my Juggernaut, I know for a fact I'm fluffing because I know how to fluff on that class, and that's a great fight to fluff on because you stack all three people, and then that forces people to realize how to play the mechanics perfectly, right? The tank should be holding aggro on the two guys on the side, but should be mainly DPS single targeting the main high red in the middle, right? And if they're not doing that and they're DPSing the wrong dude, yeah, absolutely. They need to get those kills down so that the timer doesn't get them.
So since this has come off, have you done a Nightmare Op?
I have not.
Okay, so all I'm saying is, okay, so let me give you my experience and then you're going to tell me I suck. So my first time in a Nightmare Op, I was tanking. We went to Explosive Conflict. There was Toth and Zorn. It's always been a high damage fight, right? Now, I don't know anything about these players. I was just asked to try out, and so I did. I had Toth, and I knew what I was doing because it's the same thing as a veteran mode fight, but the stacks, you have to use a med pack right in the beginning, and you need to make sure you use your cooldowns because the damage is high. So I was surviving, but there was a couple moves he did. Like it was ticking like 35k per hit. And the other tank couldn't survive. The damage was insane on his end. And I said to myself, is this really how hard it is? And they said no. Now, two of them are, what is it, 2.0 or 3.0 raiders? And they said that it's not supposed to, the damage shouldn't be this much. Something's not right. So my whole point of this whole veterans mode stack thing is I think it's good that they took it off in Nightmare because it's the hardest content in the game. And like you just said, it should be really, really hard, right? But they should also scale it or work on to get it correct. Because I don't think it was right. Because I understand the way these fights work. And you can't, if your health is only 125k, you can't have three 35k ticks and survive.
Right, and that's where that actually leads to another issue that has been plaguing SWTOR since PTS of 6.0 was heals output. Where are the healing? Where are the healing numbers that healers need to have in order to keep up with all the DPS output in PvE and PvP? That's something people have brought up several times. We healers are being left in the dust, specifically SWTOR healers. My heart goes out to every single one of them because they just can't catch a break, especially even with the new changes that are coming out. Just nothing really seems to be super helpful for them.
Nothing, Nick? You got nothing?
Well,
Well, I was looking at him because he's shaking his head going, huh,
I'm
and
taking things in.
yeah, I know. And I thought you just went there. Anyway, so because we couldn't beat it, the raid lead was actually pretty awesome. He was like, let's go to a veteran mode and see what we can do. Because there was myself as a tank trying out, and there was another
Okay. That makes
DPS.
sense.
I had to think.
That makes
No,
sense to me. That makes a
what?
lot of sense to me. So from my experience, whenever I take somebody new into a raid, you can take one person that's new into a raid and you can do decent with it. You can kind of, I don't know what the right word, coach them through the fights and kind of help them out. But normally, if there's two people the cutoff is two people or just one. If it's two people or more that don't know the Nightmare Raid, the raid will not go well. That's just from personal experience. You can
Okay.
do okay with one, but with the second one, it's much, much, much harder. With that and everything you were saying, I would say no, man. It's good that you get those nights, though. It's good that you get those nights where you just you beat your head against one of those bosses that you just can't clear. Sometimes it's good. It builds character.
Well, I loved every moment of it because I've never done it. And I was away for like really truly I've only, the teams I've been on have never gone to this point. So it was fun for me to go, and especially for my tanking confidence, right? If I'm tanking in a nightmare op, whether we won or not, I still got to go there and I felt like I held my own, right?
Right. And it sounds like you did a great job.
Well, right. So we went. So of all the hard modes, I didn't want to go to. I was like, please don't say Gods from the Machine. Please don't say Gods from the Machine. Please don't say Gods from the Machine. And he was like, oh, let's go to veteran mode Gods. I'm like, son of a bitch. And because I've been having a lot of trouble with Tithe as a tank, like grouping the ads, because it's really important that you group the ads correctly.
Yes.
And if you're not doing that, you're going to wipe because you have only so much time for the DPS to do it. But their strat that they had was actually fantastic, where if there was an ad near the boss, like the melee DPS or the healer or somebody would aggro it, because if you get the short end of the stick and there's 5 ads that come out, it's really hard to get all of them to group. But if the front 2 ads that are next to the boss, the other players help by collecting them, and you have the other 3 and they bring them to the middle of the room, you DPS them quick, it works out great. Maybe that was a cheat for my shitty tanking.
Right.
Might have been, but it worked out a lot. And I finally got my veteran mode Tithe kill.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Woo!
Congratulations on that kill, man. That's awesome. I love hearing that. That you finally got your kill.
I finally did, but I will say it'll really count once Death Star Troopers does it, because that's like, those are my homies.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Team, yeah.
But the now this is the really exciting part. So I spent a lot of time in Gods from the Machine. So I pretty much know the fights. So other than like the grouping of the ads of Tithe, I understand those fights because I did them so much in story mode when they were first released. Like my original teams that I was on, we were progging story mode Gods because it was like a true hard mode when it first came out.
Right.
So we did that, and then we went to the Avele and Esne, and our best pull, we got them to 9%. The first boss to 9%, where you go into like their burn phase kind of thing, and it was pretty cool, man. The first night, and like the tank swap is real, like it's constant. Oh man, that fight was awesome. Like I can't wait to go back. And the 9% fight was, Nick, there's red and blue beams that go everywhere. Actually, you did Gods from the Machine with us for SWTOR Unite.
I did. I remember that.
Yeah. So the second boss, there's beams, 2 different colored beams that are swaying through the room.
Yeah.
And if you don't time it on the right side of the room or the left side of the room, and in that final area when the beams are flying through the room, the group wipes. We totally wiped.
Oh.
Totally wiped. These things were going crazy. and
You couldn't stay out of them.
no, we were dead. But the first night we went to God's, I got my tithe kill and getting the sisters to 9%, and it's that experience that I'm getting, which is pretty sweet, and I'm really excited for. The other thing is I had my first piece of regret. So Final Fantasy VII's remake is coming out for the PlayStation.
Oh, I know about this.
And the demo was released, and Doc was like, "Hey, I think I'm going to stream this tonight." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And I didn't feel like playing any games, so I was sitting on the couch, and his stream popped up, and I watched him play Final Fantasy VII, which, mind you, I've spent like 90 hours in on the original PlayStation. And I watched his stream. I really want a PlayStation 4 now. I mean, I'm not going to get one, but I really want a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
So,
that's what you get.
That's what I've been up to. I would say after our little break, we'll get into all this SWTOR stuff. But first, in AIE news.
In AIE news, I was not on the AIE news section of our notes. So
on
this
March
is me
13th,
stalling for
on March 13th,
yeah.
we're going to be doing another
Mega. That's monthly Epic Guild activity.
Corley has taken the reins from me. He has hooked me, and he said, "Nope, you're taking the sideline. I got this month." And I was like, "Sweet. What are you going to do?" So, you ever seen this TV show, The Amazing Race?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Well, I didn't expect that. So, he's going to be hosting The Amazing Race, which I guess the guild has done before, with one of its like founding members. He's now gone. He's one with the Force.
Yeah.
But Carly decided he wants to bring it back, so we're going to be racing across the galaxy with clues and stuff. I'm hoping I get to win, but I'm probably going to be a judge.
Those folks better get their jetpack boots and stuff to make you run faster.
Oh, rocket boots.
100%.
Yep. And then
when is that again? March 13th?
Yeah. Friday, March 13th.
At 9 p.m. It's Mega.
The Amazing Race version, V2 or round 2 or
2.0?
2.0.
Season 2?
Season 2 of The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Corley. In working class nerds news,
dun dun dun.
We kind of have a contest that we're going to be coming up with, and we just wanted to let everybody know that the next 3 episodes are going to be key. Why, Nick?
After this episode. So, as you all know, Marcus and I are in Kogass as well, are in the content creators program for Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Can you imagine Nick is in it without playing?
I know. What? I know. I got grandfathered in, okay? Because I'd also taught.
Hey, Nick, you all right, man? I got you some ice for that burn.
Oh!
I could use it. So what we're doing for the next 3 episodes, if you're are an avid listener of Working Class Nerds and you play Star Wars: The Old Republic, which I don't know how you could do either of those things without the other.
You do.
Well, I did play a lot. Back at the ranch.
I'm just destroying you too.
You set me up to announce this thing just to destroy me.
Yeah. Anyway,
so listen for a code word during
so we're gonna do a code word.
I think a code word's good.
All right. So like, what would if we were? Let's do a practice code word. What would be a good practice code word?
Ewoks.
That's such a bad.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I feel like no matter what I said, it was going to be bad.
What about shark bait ooh-ha-ha?
How the hell do you spell ooh-ha-ha correctly?
Yeah, but or like Lake Winnipesaukee.
Mount Winnahakaloogie?
Yeah, like
Mount Winnahakaloogie?
Yeah. But like you could come up with more creative words than Ewoks.
All right, can I finish the contest explanation first?
Oh, what are we gonna win?
Exactly. Sorry.
Oh, we didn't even get into that part yet?
No.
We're just on the code word?
Focus.
What about the code word? I have focused on the code word. Tell me it.
No, this is practice
it's
code word.
pra-
This
yeah.
is not gonna allow you to win.
All right. So,
okay, so
anyways,
what's the practice code word?
listen. What's gonna happen sometime during the next 3 episodes? Maybe every episode in the next 3 episodes. We haven't shaken out the details yet. We're gonna say a code word during the recording sometime, and if you message Marcus on Twitter, that's at MarcusB814. With said code word, you get entered into our contest. What we're giving away is your choice of any item on the cartel market. That's right. Any one single item on the cartel market can be yours.
And the only disclaimer is it cannot be a hyper crate or a cartel market pack.
Right. So it's got to be like a item. Not
Yeah, it has to be an item, not a pack.
Right.
That's the way BioWare explained it to us.
Right. But you get one item from the cartel market for free of your choosing.
What would you pick, though?
I'd probably pick like a weapon or something.
What would you pick, Kogass?
Ooh, I don't even know. Probably. You'd have to come back for me. What would you pick, Marcus?
I would probably pick some kind of... Oh, no, you can't buy a subcode off the cartel market, can you?
No.
I don't think so.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Right? Like, I think I'd get a cool
Well,
lightsaber or something.
If I wanted to not be selfish, I would probably buy something for Nick so I could get his ass to play the game. But if I was
And Nick would be like, dude, this is a really cool lightsaber he gave me. Oh, well, let me just log off now.
If I had to think really hard, I would probably so here's the I would probably buy whatever's selling for the highest on the GTN and buy it, because then if you buy something that's selling on the GTN for 150 million credits or 200 million credits, then you can just go on the GTN and buy whatever you want, like that any lightsaber you actually want. You know what I mean?
And have extra credits. I see what you're saying.
And have extra credits. Remember when Medulla gave me the 100 million because you don't bet against me? I still have like 89 million of that.
Yeah.
All I use it for is repairs.
Yeah.
How
Like,
boring.
Yeah, well, I don't want to spend it all because then I'm gonna have to do heroics to get money back.
Ugh.
Who wants to do that?
OMG, heroics.
Yeah. So but if I could say from shooting from the hip, I would say if I was buying something that I was actually going to use, that Dark Honor unstable lightsaber, that thing is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I probably wouldn't go with the dark guard, but I'd go with the orange lightsaber. However, the new apprentice lightsaber, I really like
Orange?
it. Yeah, orange lightsaber.
Yeah, that is pretty sweet.
That is cool.
That is a really cool one. I really like that. I just haven't put in the credits to buy it off the GTN yet though.
Yeah.
So
Listen up for our code word. We'll say like, hey, in the middle of a conversation, all of a sudden it'll be like, hey, the code word's oranges or something.
why do you come up with such terrible code words? Like, hey, everybody, the code word is oranges. Like, that's such no.
Well, what do you want? What would a good practice one be?
Play
Now we can
SWTOR.
talk. You could be like, hey, the code words.
No,
Nick's a lazy.
well,
fuck
it would be.
for
Is
never
it going to be
logging in.
code word or code words?
I haven't decided
It'd be
yet.
a code.
Oh, like,
It could be a code phrase.
Yeah. Oh, like the code word is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
Yeah, but it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
And I'm, hey,
Han shot first would be a good one.
see, Nick,
I'm improving.
Yes, you're improving. Way to go. Like, wow.
Do or do not, there is no try. I'm trying. Well, I'm getting better.
And back to bed.
Yeah, exactly. If all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org, get our Discord information, ask for a guild invite. No matter what game you play, there's most likely an AIE presence in it. And if you play SWTOR, come over to the Starforge because it is the best server. And that's what we play.
I'm sorry, man.
We would
Somebody
love
just
to
came
have
up
you.
and I was just like,
Oh, yeah, it's those allergies are back. Nick,
yeah,
you have to use
just
the
allergic
bathroom?
to bad server mentions.
Do you have to use the bathroom?
Yes, I do. So we'll be right back.
Geez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So today we're discussing the changes coming in game updates 6.1.1 and 6.1.2 because as I and we understand it, they'll both be releasing basically at the same time.
And Nick is going to be talking about how he's going to be updating his game and playing tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. How sweet that game is going to look on his brand new computer.
Yes, it is sweet. I don't know about literally tomorrow because I have to work, but
It's such a cop out. You only work till 7
Literally going to be tomorrow, or else you're not going to have to worry about that jar of lube you've got down there.
for reference. Yeah. Anyways, let's just get into the game. So Daniel Steed wrote about the two updates. He says, "Hello, everyone. With the upcoming game update 6.1.1, we will be changing how some aspects of personal conquests work. Our main goal for these changes is to make personal conquests relevant to any character, not just an activity for players at max level. Our second goal was to add some quality of life improvements that help players in the right direction through clearer menu navigation. And we feel that the current personal conquest system has too high of a reliance on the automatic conversion of EXP to conquest points. While this is helpful to allow players to experience content of their choosing, players who wanted to focus on their conquest objectives found themselves lacking enough objectives to meaningfully contribute during a session." Does that make sense?
Well, Nick, it's funny you should ask that.
So as a player, Nick, how does this make you feel?
Well, actually, it makes me feel like at least they're trying to give the people who aren't at max level some stuff to do.
Well, I agree.
Because like to make leveling tunes not just all about like going through the story, and you can actually enjoy some of the other content and get conquest points and help your guild when you're doing that stuff.
Well, that's right.
And not basically like not feel guilty when you're leveling tunes up, and also it helps more casual people like get conquest points and get some of that content as well.
And get some different levels of loot. So if you're level 1 to 49, you necessarily may not need all of the high end loot. You might be needing the lower end stuff to help you get by, because if you're not a long-term player and you might only have one character,
right,
or two. And so I think it's a good idea. I don't know what they're going to take away, but then they started talking about level relevant objectives.
Mm-hmm. So in that section, Mr. Steed says, the way we plan on making personal conquests more accessible to all characters, not just the ones at endgame content, is by breaking up conquest objectives into 3 level ranges: levels 1 to 49, levels 50 to 70, and level 71 plus. This way, a level 50 character won't be asked to kill enemies on Osis or complete a master mode flashpoint. In a couple of days, we'll post an update in this thread with a full breakdown of specific conquests objectives.
Which is, in my opinion, that's pretty sweet, because basically what they're saying is, we want everybody to get conquest and get some sweet rewards.
Right.
And they gave us the 3 levels of
like rewards that you would get, which I can run us through. So for levels 1 through 9, the rewards include mission EXP boosts, and it says that these will be a new type of EXP boost, and they'll offer experience for missions only, and they're stackable with other boosts. So, and also they'll have a shorter duration of 30 minutes per boost. So you get a whole bunch of boosts that sort of work a little differently. Also, from levels 1 through 49, you get companion gifts, credit certificates for 15,000, and a gathering lockbox, which I'm not sure what that is.
It's just like a crafting
thing.
Yeah.
So for levels 50 to 70, you get more mission EXP boosts, some companion gifts again, credit certificates up that would be for 20,000 credits, another gathering lockbox, and a heroic box with level dependent gear in it.
Not bad.
That's pretty sweet. And then for level 71 plus, you get a credit certificate of 25,000 per, another gathering lockbox, solid resource matrix, tech fragments, and small conquest equipment crates.
They should have given legendary embers. But what do you think, Kogass? I think it's good that they're including all the different levels and kind of breaking it down so everybody can be involved.
I agree. I really like these changes.
And I feel like it'll help people be more engaged from the start, because if you join a guild and you're level 2, and you're completing objectives and you're on, even Korriban, and there just happens to be a conquest objective,
Right.
you can win and get, 15K for a new player is a lot of credits.
Oh, absolutely.
That's sweet. That is sweet.
Sorry, I just totally distracted Marcus. So, did we talk about, quick sidebar? Did we talk about last episode how you got me a Baby Yoda phone case?
I don't know.
I think we did. So Marcus got me a Baby Yoda phone case or the child, if you want to be technical.
It's Yoda, baby.
Whatever. From The Mandalorian. And I usually use a pop socket with my phone case, so I got a pop socket for it. But I didn't just get a regular one. I got a pop socket that has Baby Yoda on the pop socket.
Yoda, baby.
Whatever. It's all Baby Yoda / the child all the time on my phone. I held it up because I knew.
How is it wireless charge?
It doesn't. Oh, I didn't try it.
Oh.
Because I don't usually use wireless charging. I just plug it in. Plug it in.
Anyway, we're
back to SWTOR.
Yep. So,
hey, at least it was a Star Wars sidebar.
That thing is sweet. I like sidebars. Nick, you talk about whatever you want to talk about. This is your show.
So, in 6.1.1, they made some changes to the Juggernaut class.
Yeah. So I was really excited to read this until I read the next part. This set bonus will be the guaranteed Juggernaut Guardian set bonus from the master mode difficulty of the Nature of Progress operation, which means it's the nightmare gear that's going to come from Duxon.
Oh.
I don't know if that means that it's not going to be available via Kaizykin or if we want to pay tech fragments from it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that it's going to be guaranteed in that operation. So which means is it's guaranteed that I won't be getting that gear if that's where you're getting it from.
Oh, I see. That's annoying.
What do you think, Mr. Kogass? You're being really quiet over there.
I'm letting you guys do you right now and let you guys talk. So what do I think about this? I really like the set piece bonus. I'm not sure. I mean, you can still get it through Kaizykin. I have my own thoughts about Kaizykin. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Whether we should I think it should be an absurdly expensive set piece bonus that you could buy, 10,000 per. Like, just max it out. That way other people can still get it just by playing it, and they can be like, well, it costs, or I can't even get this, because that was something that the devs have always talked about, is armor and set piece bonuses and max gear always being accessible to everybody, right, not just end game players. I think a good compromise would say, okay, you want to get this set piece bonus, each piece is going to cost you 1,000 or 10,000. So at that point, it's going to be, you can get it. It's just going to take you six weeks if you can get 10,000 at the fastest. Mm-hmm. However fast you can get 10,000 tokens. I really like.
And okay, but are you going to be okay if you go to a ranked PvP match and you happen to be going against somebody who's in the Nature of Progress nightmare, and let's say they're working on clearing it and they have this set bonus? That's not going to make you upset.
This isn't going to be the set bonus for a PvP player. A ranked PvP tank will not be using this. They'll be using the one where Intimidating Roar reduces the accuracy of their enemies. That is going to be the set piece bonus, which is another, like I was saying, I have my feelings about Kaizykin. I missed the weekend. I just didn't notice it until it was gone. That when that set piece bonus came out for Juggernauts, I just completely missed it. I forgot to buy it. I don't have it. And it's extremely expensive on the GTN to just buy one of those pieces. So that's a set piece bonus that I do not have that I would be using if I had my Juggernaut. This set piece bonus in conjunction with Grit Teeth is a fantastic combination. I'm not too sure how good Grit Teeth is for PvE tanks, but if it's as good as it is for PvP, then it is a fantastic way that these two would mesh together.
I found it. It's a perfect. So as soon as I'm under 70% health, I'm hitting that W key for me. That's my That's my key, and for it, and
Oh yeah, because you don't use WASD to
move right.
right.
Um, and what it does is it's a nice boost of health to help the healers, and then as I'm taking more damage, I'm just gaining health back. So I mean that the time on the is coming way down, so that I can hit it again, or it's helping the healers keep me alive. I've really enjoyed having Grit Teeth as my tactical. I don't know if it's the best one yet versus the what is the other one called? A hemophoric slash.
Hemorrhagic.
I don't know. What
That's
is it
more of
called?
a metaphoric slash refreshes your dots, doesn't it?
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not that one. I don't know what the other one I was using is. You would know better than me. Oh shit.
I haven't used a PvE tanking set in a long time.
No, the tactical. What was the other tactical?
Tactical. The other tactical was something about Guardian Slash. Every time you get hit
Yeah, that's
with
what it
the
is,
Guardian
yeah.
Slash one, you gain a stack, and each stack gives you like 2% defense, something like that. That would be the
Maybe-
one that I would think would be good and useful because you just
I can't
you
remember.
always have aggro.
Right. I can't remember. But anyway, so I think this is a cool set bonus. I want to just dive in a little bit to your thoughts on the Kaizyken thing. You're not a fan of the whole Kaizyken, like it's on sale sometimes. But if
I don't
not,
think
you're
I
paying
am.
full price.
I don't think I am because the way they explained it on the Utini cast, they were like, well, Kaizyken should be a filler, or you can get whatever you want normally, just cheaper through Kaizyken. And it's just like, well, that's a whole bunch of crap because half the time his gear is exclusive to him. Like I don't see any of the gear drops so that set piece bonus or Grit Teeth. I've never seen that set tactical be in the game before Kaizyken brought it in. I've never seen or heard anybody say, yeah, I got it because it dropped in one of this, flashpoints that I did, or I got it through one of my crates. So they say Kaizyken should be a supplemental guy where you don't have to get stuff through him. But at the same time, it's just like, but I've never seen this outside of Kaizyken. And this is like the good stuff, right? When Grit Teeth came out, everybody was going crazy in the PvP community.
Well,
Like,
we can
snap, Jugs can do that. Jugs got it,
yeah, and we can thank UtiniCast for that, in my opinion, because they basically were talking about all this, and the chat room was going crazy for Grit Teeth because the expansion came out in October and it finally got released at the end of February. I mean, it's because they knew that it's going to break the Jugs.
Well, Grit Teeth is whether it breaks the Jugs. I don't think it's broken the Jugs. I've played ranked PvP with that tactical, and I was like, okay, this is really good. This is does it break Juggernauts for ranked PvP matches? I do not think so. If anything, it helps out. But if a group is focused on the Juggernaut, they are able to still kill the Juggernaut. It's not always going to be 100% helpful. Regs PvP tanking, absolutely necessary, absolutely helpful. Little bit of a different story. It has definitely made a huge difference in several matches I've played. As far as that's the difference between regs and ranked. However, people want to see that as how hardcore, how helpful it is. Ranked, it's still helpful, but it's not like a stealth out every 15 seconds from a marauder whenever their predation resets their camouflage. That's
Right.
still absolutely fantastic because I can't target him while he's camouflaged. You can always target a Juggernaut through enraged defense through that tactical. It doesn't stealth him out. So whenever this tactical is helpful, but you don't ever lose your target if you use it. There's other tacticals that if you use it, you're not able to see your target anymore, or they have the abilities where they're not able to be seen anymore, and you automatically start attacking somebody else, and people aren't able to refocus on their main target. Juggernauts, you can just sit there and DPS through him. Now it has helped out a lot, but are Jugs where they should be in PvP? I think they're better off. I think they're okay. They're still middle of the road. Right now, they're not superb. They're not like everybody's switching back to it. That is my rant on that, I guess. And thank you, Teeny Cass and Dr. SWTOR. I appreciate it.
Yeah, all of us Jugs, thank you. So I couldn't really not mention my favorite class in the whole game. We're getting a new set bonus. It's called the Comet Champion. What class is that? The Marauder.
Double lightsaber.
Yep. So we're going to get 2 more mastery. Once you get the 4-piece, you're going to get killing an enemy generates 2 rage and grants both you a speed boost for 1 second, stacking up to 5 times. Cool. Activating Berserk does damage to all targets around you, dealing damage up to 8 enemies. So it's basically turning Berserk into an AoE attack. That's a pretty sweet tactical. Set bonus for me. Well, as a Marauder.
That's awesome.
I don't know if that's going to be the best one for the Marauder, but I think, I think it's a good one to have.
I agree. That seems sweet. One of my favorite attacks is that you guys are going to make fun of me for not knowing the real name, but that like smash attack that Jugs do, that's an AoE.
Yeah, the smash.
Is it really called smash?
Yeah, okay. That's all Kogass runs around his stream going smash, smash, smash.
Kogass smash.
Yeah,
Kogass smash. Hey Nick, I tell you what, man, you know the name of that ability if you actually, took that opportunity I gave you back in October about, working with you on your Juggernaut.
Getting tutored. Yeah. Yep. I'm
mentored.
Yeah, I would absolutely love if Nick played like with us once every 2 weeks or once a week. It would be so much fun. He would have so much fun. We could just do PvP and die.
I need to get an MMO mouse. I was actually looking at them.
Buy the Logitech. It's the best one. It's only $20.
Buy the Corsair one. It's the best one.
I saw that, but that's like $50.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 60 or 70.
The Logitech is awesome. And you have the third button.
Yeah, I was liking the third button. The third button could be used for like tab targeting or something.
No, that's what I use my control for. So like you have all your buttons on your thumb and then you hold that button down and that's a whole nother set of buttons.
Oh.
So now you have 24 buttons and you're only pushing your third mouse button.
Right.
It's a little to get used to because the mouse is big. But you should totally get an MMO mouse. I love it. Anyways, Nick, what else is coming in game update 6.1.1?
So coming in game update 6.1.1, Master Mode, The Nature of Progress, is now available for testing on the PTS.
You almost said PST.
I did. What is that, Pacific Standard Time or something? Anyways, here are some questions that you should keep in mind when posting feedback. Are there any mechanics that seem broken or inconsistent? I don't think I need to read all these. But basically, they're saying, hey, this Master Mode op is coming to the PTS.
Yeah, so basically they're telling all the Nightmare teams come test it in the PTS so then Matt can get it right. So then once it goes live,
it's actually balanced.
It's actually right is the way it should be, I guess is the way to say it.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
So,
but you'll never play, you said, right?
Well, I would try, but I'm a long way away from that skill level.
Yeah,
I'm still like a 2 out of 10 in tanking.
Yeah, and you got to be like a 9 or 10.
Yeah,
to get there.
Yes,
I getcha.
All right. Well, thanks, Kogass.
Thanks for what? I didn't do it.
For coming on the show, you dork.
Oh, we're wrapping up already?
Yeah, that's it.
I suppose. I don't know what else we would like to go through.
Why, do you have something else you want to talk about?
I don't know. What else we've been doing? What else have you guys been doing? What are we doing the show about?
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.